All right, good morning. Tons of speculation. Everybody's talking about how the market's going to crash and just continue down. Now, whether it continues down is perfectly fine, right? We can make money on the downside or the upside. And what is important to understand is it gapped right underneath this 440 level that we were talking about and said that was so critical. We were holding it and we needed to continue to hold it, but we couldn't hold it. Okay. And so what we're doing is this was the flag pattern, and then we just gapped right up underneath that, and that caused a lot of selling, whatever they would like to call it. There was some fear in the market yesterday, whether that's the Friday and fiscal year ending, along with government shutdown talk, you name it. What we want to do is keep the 440 in mind. Okay. And the other thing we want to do is yesterday's lows in mind. And then we're going to pay attention to a very critical level, which is where we're at pretty much pre-market. And this is the 50% of that particular candle. Why that is so important is because when it gets back up there, we're going to probably find some other sellers. So pre-market, keep an eye on the pink line. Let's go down to like a 10-minute chart. And we're fighting that 50%. Now, if SPY wants to continue up, first of all, it's got to find this 435 level as a support, meaning it's got to pop above and somehow get rejected off that 180 day, find this as support, and this 180 day, it's got to build enough momentum to the upside to allow this 50 moving average, the 180 day moving average, to get underneath it. The other thing is we have a lot of sellers here when the market gapped down, and we're going to have a lot of sellers here because it was holding a support, and people were all kinds of happy about that. And thought it was going to continue because remember, there was that bull flag that we were thinking that the SPY was going to continue to make a move up. Okay. And then the gap happened as we discussed. So right now, short bias the market a little bit. We'll see how it reacts. I'm kind of thinking it kind of gets stuck up into this range. So we can make a little bit of a like a zone area per se, probably right around here where it's going to have some trouble getting through. And we can even, so we understand where it's at when we're trading this. What I like to do sometimes is make a little box like so. We'll change the color so it's not distracting. Okay. And so that's what we're looking for on the daily or on SPY. In the daily chart, it's very important. Now, if we start to break under yesterday's lows, which I don't think we're going to necessarily do. I think we're going to hang out right here. And the reason why is if we go back to the daily chart now, we have 2 days holding it. Not sure if we're going to continue to get the momentum selling down. If we do, you should be able to read that in the candlesticks. What we want to do is get rejected from underneath. So if it does come down, no problem. I'm still not short, still not worried about it. I want to wait for that retest and then the continuation down. Just pay attention that we held here for 2 days before making the move up. So we may hold here for another day before trying to make another move down or before finding a support. Got to remember how critical this level was and how many times it kind of danced in and around this area before trending back up. So we just want to kind of make sure we have an idea on that. But hey, news is out. Bad news, not looking good. Now, Riot, I was thinking about taking Riot short. The reason why is if we get a nice move up into this area, look at all this resistance that we just broke through. Great pattern, by the way. Awesome indecision bar as it's failing. If we get back up there, I think we're going to find that as a short-term resistance, driving the stock price down. Now, keep in mind as well that Riot is definitely been on a downtrend, so that's good, but it is extended off the EMAs. I could see it making a move higher, and so just have that understanding. We are right into a gap fill, which is generally where I like to buy the stock. So just have that idea. We may hold this line, and so whatever position I'm getting into is going to be probably a pretty short-term position, okay? Now, GM is at the top. We like GM. We got our first red day. Here's the gap fill at the top. It went ahead and moved up. I'm actually looking for GM to fail and let these moving averages catch it. So that's GM. And if we look on a smaller time frame, it does have somewhat of a topping formation. So if we get a spike up, I'll most likely try to be short GM and then wait for the rollover the next day. And I think that's pretty much. We do have others that we could be paying attention to. Roku, SQ definitely had some mad selling going on. When it gets up into the 50 EMA, would possibly be looking at taking it short as well. But I want to look at what the SPY's doing. Today's a little indecisive. I don't think there's going to be a lot of traders that are really keen on knowing what's particularly going on until certain levels are breached. We're kind of in a little bit of a la-la land, at least for me. And so I generally try to stay out of the market. I'm a little bit more... and that's part of, actually, that's a huge part of learning the market just in general, is the days that you don't fully understand is the days and you're just waiting for certain levels. Those are the days maybe you just watch. You get some other work done. You don't necessarily need to be trading it. Or if you're going to work, you just don't trade on these days unless you're just playing quick support and resistance, okay? If you have questions, go ahead and state them in the comment box below. Hit the thumbs up, please, and then subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yep. See ya.